Hey everybody, it's Mike with Mayflower Junction HR Consulting, and I wanted to come to you today and talk to you a little bit about employee investigations. Um, Now, these come up in organizations of any size, right? And what I mean by employee investigation is, it could be two employees not getting along pretty consistently and you need to look into it. Could be sexual harassment based, could be theft and fraud, could be workplace violence. There's a lot of different things that you have to investigate before making any determinations about how you're going to move forward. So I want to talk to you about a few of the steps in that process and how important those steps are. First thing you want to do is this right here. You want to have one of these confidentiality agreements signed by anyone that you are going to talk to as part of this investigation. And the reason for that is you don't want people coming out of these meetings discussing what you've discussed in there. You want everything that is discussed with employees to stay in those meetings to protect them, okay? Second thing you want to do is talk to as many employees as you possibly can that know about the situation, have heard about it, witnessed it, been a part of it, whatever it might be, because you want to be able to build as much fact as you possibly can. Okay? Once all those interviews are done, you're going to put a report together. That report is usually fairly lengthy depending on the situation. But what you want to do in that report is explain exactly how the situation came up, who brought it to your attention, and then go through the interviews and the investigation that you went through. Anything that you mention in that report should be mentioned in your interviews multiple times. If you only had one person in an interview mention something, don't include it in the report. You should have people to back up what other people have said if you're going to include it in the report. So you should have at least two, three, four, five, whatever people say something before you include it in a report, because at that point it's probably fact and actually happened. If there's something that one person said that you think is important, you put it in the report, but you make sure that you note that this is the only person that said this, but you thought it was important to put it in there just to note that it was important to the situation. Last thing you want to do after that is you want to kind of formulate how are you going to go forward. Is it egregious enough that you're going to terminate the employee, and then how do you go about that? Are you going to put them on a performance improvement plan? Are you going to give them a warning? Are you just going to speak to them? Are you going to have a mediation with two employees that are fighting? Whatever it might be, you have to decide that and go through with that process and then follow through with that process. So in other words, if it's a performance improvement plan and it's a 90-day plan and you're going to meet with them every week to discuss the parameters, make sure you meet with them every week. But that's just some of the things that you want to do as a business if you're going to do any kind of investigation. And as always, we're here to help, especially with small businesses. It can be hard to do investigations. It can be hard to keep bias out of it. It can be hard to keep friendships out of it. So it's great to have sort of an outside organization like us that has no skin in the game, that can come in and just make the determination and do the interviewing and do everything for you and keep any kind of bias out of the process. So if you'd love to do that, please visit our website, www.mayflowerhr.com, and we're happy to help. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.